Bottle pop, truth drop, welcome to the show. Champagne secrets, let your power grow. Every video, spark, ignite your inner light. Raise a glass to the future, shining bright. Empowerment is the code, we decode. Unravel mysteries, life's own secret load. Step by step, tap in, find your flow. With champagne secrets, you gonna glow.
Unlock the strength within you, watch it bloom. Life's a canvas, painted every room. Through ups and downs, cheers to what's next. Champagne secrets, life's complex. To the show, champagne secrets, let your power grow. Every video, spark, ignite your inner light. Raise a glass to the future, shining bright. Empowerment is the code, we decode. Unravel mysteries, life's own secret load. Step by step, tap in, find your flow. With champagne secrets, you're gonna glow. Unlock the strength within you, watch it bloom. Life's a canvas, painted every room. Through ups and downs, cheers to what's next. Champagne secrets, life's complex.
2nd and let's talk. Yo, DJ, roll that beautiful champagne footage.
Confidants, what is your profession? See my friend, nothing soldiers and empowerment over here.
Pop that cork, let it rain, living lavish, no restraint.
Can I be yelling out gang gang? Do you gang bang? I be outside with my gang gang. Chunk your gang signs if you gang bang. I be outside with my gang. Can I be yelling out gang gang? Do you gang bang? I be outside with my gang gang. Chunk your gang signs if you gang bang. I be outside with my gang. Can I be yelling out gang gang? Do you gang bang? I be outside with my gang gang. Chunk your gang signs if you gang bang. I be outside with my gang.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help!
Here we go again.
You can't handle the truth. Say what they said. Welcome in, come on in, come through. Don't just peek in the window. Please say hi. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress, and you are joining me for grown discussions and bubbly banter. Baby, over here we give classy with a twist, huh? A little clink with chaos with a side of charm. So if you're ready to sip, savor, and spill, then grab you one of those glasses of bubbly. I don't care if it's sparkling water. Kick your feet up on one of those Chase lounges. Say hi to a few people in the chat because we friendly over here. And let's get ready to get into the show. Oh, are you nice and comfy? Do you have your PJs on? I got mine on. Decided to wear cute ones today, so we can get into this late night deep dive. Oh, we gonna get into it. How y'all doing on tonight? Father Lock, much love. Progressive One, much love. Nisi from the D, much love. I wish I could post y'all comments on here, but y'all know YouTube changed. And so now I can only post the whole comment section. I can't highlight comments anymore in OBS. I can only do it on StreamYard unless someone does a super chat or super thanks or new subscriber. Then the alert will pop up and go off for that foolishness. Y'all taking away from my creativity. But welcome in, everyone's. Do we have a full show for you on today? But before we go there, you already know. Take those glasses. Make sure you have your glasses filled to the rim. It is time for our positivity and our affirmations. Let's get into it. So our theme for today is unshakable. Somebody drop hashtag unshakable in the chat. Drop it in there for me. Matter of fact, when you do, put 3 champagne glasses behind it. They tried to shake you. Life rattled you. Storms came, winds blew, foundations cracked. Yet here you are, still standing. Not because it didn't hurt, not because it was easy, but because you are built on something deeper than surface strength. See, a tree doesn't survive by looking pretty on the outside, no. It survives because its roots run deep. And every storm that was supposed to topple you only drove your roots further into the ground. Every time life tried to knock you over, you became more anchored. You are not fragile. You are fortified. You are not breakable. You are unshakable. And this is our word tonight. Your strength is not in what they see above ground. It's in the roots they cannot see. The quiet resilience. The silent endurance, the refusal to quit. Now let's speak it into the atmosphere. Take those glasses and raise them high in the air. And if you don't have a glass, baby, imagine one. We all about the imagination over here. Raise it up. Is it lifted? Are the glasses raised high? Repeat after me. I am unshakable. Winds may blow, storms may rage, but I will not fall. My roots run deep. My spirit stands firm. My faith is anchored, my hope unmovable. I am not what I lost. I am what I've gained by standing. I am unshakable, and nothing, no one, no storm can move me from my destiny. And if you feel that on tonight, and if you agree with our royal affirmation, please drop hashtag unshakable. Let's toast in the chat. Y'all feel affirmed? Y'all ready to run on? See what the end gonna be? Or at least tomorrow. Y'all ready to make it to at least tomorrow? Let's get ready to get into it. Now, before we get into our deep dive, y'all, we got to get into what I call our fizz-worthy champagne chasers. I need y'all to do me a favor. Let me know that the sound is okay. Is the music just right? Do it need to be turned down? Can you hear me clearly? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clear. I got ones. Bless y'all hearts and all your parts. So, for our first up, I ran into this. So they got music playing. I guess the kid is getting ready to fight somebody else again. Child, I keep telling y'all, I don't follow these celebrities religiously. But here's my problem, right? I still have an issue with Jake Paul from that whole Mike Tyson debacle. I really do. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't nobody gonna convince me that Mike Tyson is so old that this young kid was able to at least even go half of a round with Iron Mike. Like, are y'all cool in the head? Like, what are y'all smoking in y'all weed that would make y'all think for a half of a milli of a second that Jake Paul could last with Mike Tyson? Then y'all look, he's slow. He wasn't slow. Dumb diddy. He was trying not to swing. So I got quite of an issue. But it looks like he's getting ready to fight someone else. And I saw people in the comments talking about, oh, but he's so smart. Look, we were taught when we were younger, it is not the size of the dog in the fight, baby. It is the size of the fight in the dog. And the way this young man is standing there staring at him, and he still has his hands within his pockets, lets me know that maybe this is not a game. It's what it's letting me know. I am hoping that we are not running into another Mike Tyson situation, and this is all about the coinage. I am really hoping to see somebody beat the HE double hockey sticks out of Jake Paul. That is really the only reason that this is even in the Champagne Fizz worthy mentions, because this ain't even Fizz worthy. But because this young man is not only that, but he giving him the up and down. Y'all know what the up and down mean. Y'all know what Bernie Mac said, looking at him like he's short. Because he giving him the looking at him like he's short. Baby, I feel like this might be a well-to-do, and I'm here for it because we need revenge. We need payback. We need payback. We need payback. And for those who know, doggone it, made it look like to the whole world that boy whooped Mike Tyson. Child, bye. Please. In what world? So, next up on the docket. Now, I need you guys' opinion on this one. I ran into this while I was perusing through the streets of Facebook. Now, let me know what you think. This is... Let me see if I can blow it up some. Hold on. Okay, that's not gonna work, so let's do it this way. So I ran across this on Facebook. So it's a picture this young man sent to his dad's girlfriend. And he said, I'm done folding clothes like you asked. Can I get my allowance now? Okay, now you need to put them away. I was going to put them away. I was just showing you I was done. Okay, I'll cash app you. Now the next picture that she sent is a picture of how much she cashed apped him. Now she cashed apped him $2. So he asked her, is this all I get? She said, what you mean is this all you get? You sound ungrateful. You gave Lay and Woo $20 a piece. Why I only get is $2. So she says, now I need y'all to pay attention to this part. For one, you should stay in a child's place and not question me. I gave them more because those are my biological kids. So don't compare yourself to them. See, it's women who think and behave and act like this who make it hard for men to trust women enough to give them seed. Not only give them seed, but give them relationship. Give them the time of day. This is why you have so many baby mamas, BMs, who really don't want the kid to go with the dude and go with the girlfriend, because you trifling ass girlfriends, you insecure, immoral, uncouth ass females. I'm trying to think of all the unratchet proper terms to use. You would tell this baby, how dare you compare yourself to my kids? See, this is what y'all don't understand. A lot of times, step parents get the bad rap. And they get the bad rap because what people don't understand is when you marry someone and you have children, that individual is literally stepping into the role of a parent. If the individual that you are giving your life, your legacy, your children, your seed, your future to, if that individual can't step into the role of a parent for your children, why do you have them in your life anyway? So now you have women who are keeping their children away from the fathers because you got women who think like this. Because if you think like this over chores, you'll think like this over food. You'll think like this over a place to sleep. You ain't gonna Cinderella mine. And we're at the end of 2025. And we're still thinking and behaving this way. Ladies, for real. So here's a comment response. This is why some mothers don't let their kids go around the baby daddy girlfriend, because y'all treat these kids wrong. Absolutely. And it ought to be some kind of crime. It really should. But here's the problem. I'm not mad at the girl. Because a tramp gonna be a tramp gonna be a tramp. I'm not mad at the girl. I'm mad at the dude. Because this was your choice. You chose this. When my daughter was a teenager and she started her cycle, she was at her dad's house and her dad was with another girl. The girl called me afterwards and she said, I hope you're not mad at me because I showed your daughter how to put on her pad. I told her, I said, I would have been mad at you if you didn't. Because in my absence, you're mama. I expect you to do everything for my child that I would do. She called me because my daughter had did something and she wanted to let me know, and I told her, what are you calling me for? When she's in your care, you're mama. If I didn't trust you, she would not be there. Who are y'all saying I do to? Who are y'all laying up with that is not giving your children the same love, attention, and care that you do? If you got a dude or broad in your life right now, and I'm talking to all cultures, because this is not just a black thing. Cream team, caramel macchiatos, hazelnuts, whatever your flavor, baby, scoot on up. Let's talk. If you laying up with somebody who don't care about the total well-being of your child the way they care about their own, you the problem. Shame on you. Because ain't no piece of pecker or putty tat good enough for you to sacrifice the well-being of your children to be laid up with it. None. None. But here's another one. So this was a story of this girl talking about boys versus girls. Now I want y'all opinion on this one in the chat. Blow it up so I can see it. So this is a conversation. Mom, my friend asked me to go to the homecoming dance. Can I go with him? You know you aren't going anywhere with a boy. You let Turner go to his dance with a girl. Turner is a boy. You can't compare yourself to your brother. I'm not raising a fast tail little girl. You're 13 asking to go to a dance with a boy. Worry about your books. Mom, it's a dance and he's my friend. It's not fair how you treat me compared to my brother. You can go by yourself or don't go at all. I'm done with the conversation. I'm not you, Mom. You got pregnant at 16. You've been so mean to me because of mistakes you made as a child. It's not fair. I can't even live like a normal teen. Who the fuck are you talking to? You're right. You aren't me, but you're my daughter. And WTF, I say goes. See, y'all, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Just because you mama don't always make you right. I know that's been instilled in us over the years, over and over and over again. Somehow we think that, hold on a second. I gotta subscribe and it didn't pop. Yeah, I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. I thought I went through and made sure all of my alerts were added. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, yeah, it's on. Okay, is it Lazianica? Hey, try to go out, unsubscribe, and subscribe again. I want to see if my alert triggered. Because it should have triggered, and I'm mad that it didn't. But it's because I forgot to add it. I want you to see your alert with your name pop up. So see if you go out and unsubscribe and subscribe again, if it'll trigger it for you. Anika. Okay, got you, baby. So, here's the thing, y'all. Because one of the things that she mentioned, Mama, you got pregnant at 16, so it's like you're trying to protect me from your mistake. And don't we do that as parents? Now, we got to be honest. A lot of the stuff we try to protect our kids from, we try to protect them because they're things that we got trapped in. And we forget, just like we had to make mistakes to learn some things. Now, you don't let your kids crash into a wall and burn. However, another thing that you do not do is you do not make differences between your children. This is how you end up with your boys in the street. This is how you end up with your girls being wild and running for the first thing that's smoking and giving them attention when they get outside the house because you kept them so sheltered. Ask me how I know. This is how. The same way she shouldn't have been able to go, he shouldn't have been able to go. But see, this is why you need a 2-parent household. That's one of the things We don't realize. That's why you need two parents. Not because there haven't been single parents who have been doing it by themselves. No, just because you can do it by yourself don't mean it's the best option. The fact of the matter is this. Mothers train their daughters. They spoil their sons. Prime example. Prime example. Fathers train their sons. They spoil their daughters. So when you have a mother with a boy and a girl, like in her situation, now she's trying to create a super trained, super aware, super alert daughter, but a son who able to run wild and do what he wants to because he's a boy. See, that's that broken ideology that was instilled into us when we were younger. And because some of us didn't know better, now we're repeating the cycle with our children. So the comments to this, she says, my 13-year-old daughter really had the nerve to ask me to go to a dance with a little boy. I refused to raise a fast tail little girl, so for her to even have the audacity to ask me that was very disrespectful. When what 13-year-old girl needs to be going to a dance with a boy? That's inappropriate, and no real parent should be allowing it. Some of y'all think it's cute, but truly it's just bad parenting and setting your kids up for failure. I would absolutely agree with her if it wasn't for the fact that she just said she let her son do it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. But this is where you come in as a parent to instruct your children as to boundaries, as to morals, as to standards, as to what happens when consequence meets up with repercussions. That's where parenting comes in. That's where scriptures that says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he gets older, he will not depart from it. That don't mean he won't go astray. That means he'll remember what you put in him. But no, you can't go is not putting anything in them. Only thing you're going to do is set them up for when they're out of your presence and they no longer have guardians and boundaries and protections to be like a kitty in a candy store. Ask me, Han. So, commenter says exactly at the end of the day, it's about being a parent, not a friend. Too many folks think it's cute to let their kids play grown before they're even out of middle school, and then wonder why things spiral later. A 13-year-old has no business play. So, question, does the school have parental chaperones? Do you talk to your child about boundaries? Clearly, you don't set the same boundaries for your daughter that you set for your son. Clearly. You can't isolate them from the world to teach them. You can't. You can't protect them from everything. As much as parents, we want to protect our children from all hurt, harm, and danger. You cannot. You cannot. Only thing you can do is guide them. Give them the roadmap. Give them the troubleshooting tools in case they run into a flat on the road. In case their car starts to overheat while it's traveling to their destination. In case the battery dies. Only thing you can do is give them the roadmap, the guides, the troubleshooting tools. They gotta choose to use them. Last comment, I don't agree. I feel when it comes to school dances, them are the only acceptable times to allow them to be young ladies. And plus, she will go to prom in her life. Agreeable. again, teach. My mama, when I was young, I didn't even get a chance to go to prom. Do you know why? Because my mama said a lot of girls get pregnant at prom. And at the time, when I was younger, I was a tomboy. I really was. That's why my old intro said hella hood with class, because I was a tomboy when I was younger. So when she was like, I'm like, girl, I wasn't even thinking about that at that time. See, y'all, new age, post-pandemic 16-year-olds, baby, y'all different. Y'all real different. At 16 years old, most of us wasn't even thinking about smashing. Even if we had smashed before, we wasn't like wild, loosey-goosey smashing. Like, we was still like grinding and humping with clothes on. Y'all on OnlyFans, like, we are not the same. Dang, baby. Anika said you had it right the first time, Miss Champagne. You were right. It's pronounced Anika. Okay, not Anika. I'll resubscribe to see if your subscription alert triggers. I hope it do, because I want you to see your trigger. It's so cute. But you can't shield your kids from it all, baby. We got to stop trying to do that. Stop trying to convince yourself and trying to keep your kids from being children. You can't. Even your adults. We got to do the same thing with our adults. Baby, at some point you got to give them the freedom to fly, but be there to catch them if they fall. And you don't be the one to trip them. That's a different conversation. No, get my chaser back up there. All right. Now, for this one right here, let me just say this, y'all. This is why, and y'all get mad when people say this. And I'm going to say it. And I don't care. Y'all get really upset when people say, they don't always believe the victim. You do. And a lot of times what happens is, there you go. There you go. You see it, boo. But there is a reason why a lot of people don't believe the victim first. There's a reason why. Because do you not understand that a lot of people lie? Do we not get that? And we get ready to jump down people's throat and punch our way out. How dare you question the victim? How dare you? Do you honestly believe that everybody has come out that's has told the truth? Do you know how many people have to walk around with a title based on a lie? Do you know? But y'all, this says, woman suing Metro Boomin for rape says she realized she needed to sue 8 years later after psychedelic plant reminded her about the SA. So, let me blow this up so I can see it. It says, neighbor, them courtrooms in LA are messy this week. Metro Boomin's name in front and center this time. The case comes from Vanessa Lemastre, who says she was SA'd by him back in 2016 at a hotel. Instead of filing a lawsuit right away, she said she only decided to take legal action years later, after a trip to Peru, where she drank whatever that word is from Peru during a therapy session. According to her, the psychedelic made her realized the alleged incident was at the core of her trauma. During testimony, she described being given half a Xanax and a liquor shot by Metro. She says that combination left her so out of it that she couldn't consent to anything. She admitted she always knew she didn't agree to that word, to exes, but says it wasn't until later that she understood how the law defined grape. Her claims didn't stop there. She even pointed to Metro's music, saying the line, "She took a Xanny, then she fainted," from his 2017 collab, Rap Save Me, was a direct reference to what happened. Metro's lawyer pushed back hard. He told the jury that Vanessa stayed in contact with Metro after the night in question, even sending him texts asking him to meet up again. He also mentioned a journal entry where she wrote that seeing him again would be beautiful. What are your thoughts? Somebody said, "God, please forgive me, but girl, be the F for real." Now look at these responses. Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, and all the rest have you ladies out here wilding. Y'all, listen. It is extremely trifling and disgusting that so many men out here have to fight for their reputations, fight for their honors, because you ratchet ass bros want to put out fake claims. What? Because you can't get what you want? You wasn't able to trap him? You thought your putty tap made the world go round, and you realized it stopped mid-spin and he wasn't spinning it again? What? And y'all out here lying when it's really... See, this is what I told y'all about the whole Diddy case when I kept telling y'all that he wasn't gonna get convicted on no RICO. This is what I kept telling y'all, because when you have so many individuals that really have gone through SA, when you have so many individuals that really have gone through abuse, you know, when they really have done that, and you start mixing in individuals who really weren't SA, you know, they just felt guilty because they got involved in some stuff. When you start mixing those two together, then you start getting cases thrown out. Like what happened with Diddy. Because why wasn't all those other victims in the court cases? Only 2 people? Like, put on your golden chapeau, baby. You got to make it make sense. Same thing here. You got all these men out here gotta fight to prove their innocence. A lot of times they never fully prove it, because once you guilty in public opinion, in the eye of public opinion, you always guilty. They don't care. They don't care if you innocent or not. Once there's blood in the water in their eyes, baby, how Cardi say, when we beef forever. It can be proven false. It can be proven made up, conjured, whatever. Y'all still gonna believe the opposite. You still gonna believe it. Why would you make up a lie and then make up a lie when you know there's proof of the opposite? Some of y'all don't even practice lie. That's the confusing thing for me. Some of y'all don't even practice. You don't even practice what your alibi gonna be. How like, how does the planning process, when y'all decide to come up with this stuff, how does the planning process go? Because you can't start at A and end at C. Can't. Because nothing told you not to lie when you got a diary and you got messages with the boy. Oh. Because somehow after the incident, you must have completely forgot about it. Like right after it. That allegedly. Is that what we saying? You forgot about it completely after it. Matter of fact, you don't even remember the incident happening. So did you black out before or after? Which one was it? Before or after? Because if you blacked out before, then how would you know? If you blacked out after, then okay, you trying to say but psychedelics, which kind? Because if they got those kind of psychedelics on the market, then out there, baby, it needs to be marketed. And now that you done snitched, somebody coming to get it. Oh yeah, sweetie, somebody coming to find out where them psychedelics are. Baby, it can make you remember. It can make you go back. Oh, baby, somebody coming for that. Do you know the world we live in 2025? You think they gonna let that remain hush hush? Baby, as soon as you said that, somebody's ear said. Promise you. Y'all, now this one, man reportedly gets evicted from his grandmother's house after he showed up to the crib with this tattoo. Now, I don't understand why this kid would show up to his grandmama's house. And y'all know grandmama probably a Christian woman. She probably go to church. Grandmama probably been in church all her life, is what I'm saying. And you gonna show up to grandmama house looking like Beelzebub himself? Like, not the Baphomet. You gonna show up. Look, that thing look like it blink by itself. That thing looks like an extension of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So you just gonna come home with a whole nother eye that you wasn't born with, just tattooed in the middle of your forehead. And you think mama, Mima, Big Mama, Grandma, who been serving the Lord all her life, gonna let you come in there looking like Satan and his imps? And you think you gonna stay there? Look, grandmama gotta stay on her knees in prayer enough for y'all. Grandmama been praying for y'all since mama had y'all, because grandmama knew y'all was a little bit off. She knew she was gonna have to stay on her knees in prayer. So grandmama been praying for y'all for a long time. Long time. It's a whole lot of trouble y'all didn't get into because of grandmama's prayers. Come on, somebody. It's accidents you didn't find yourself in because of grandmama's prayer. You didn't go without a place to sleep because you knew if you could get to grandmama was gonna make sure everything is all right. And you thought you had the audacity and the unmitigated gall to think you was gonna step foot in grandmama's house looking Like you done made a deal with the devil? Child, please. What would have happened if y'all would have walked in grandma's house with that tattoo? Y'all drop in the comments and let me know. Hey sis, yeah, we welcome in Domino. Welcome in Lazianika. I love that name, it's so pretty. Going into Peru announced, better be prayed up. I heard allegedly. Man, I'm just saying. All right, y'all, the next one, so we can get into our David deep dive.
I can't do it anymore. I don't want to be pregnant. Does that look believable? If I go in there to this appointment, do y'all think that they'll get her out sooner if I go in there and do that? We'll see. Keep you updated. Because she got to get out. They didn't buy it. I thought they were going to buy it. All they did was send me home with the soap that I got to use the day before my C-section, and then they told me that I can't eat past 12 o'clock on that day. So, I'm 38 hot. 38 weeks and 38 hot. They did say that they didn't say that. They did say that if I can get my water to break on my own or get some consistent contractions going, that I could go ahead and have her. So y'all already know what I'm finna go home and do. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to be pregnant.
So y'all, listen. The reason this made fizz-worthy champagne chasers, let me tell y'all something. And I'm so glad she videoed this. No tea, no shade, and nothing against her, because I understand. I did it when I was pregnant. We'll get into that in a second. What was it, a year or so ago? Y'all was jumping down Dr. Jackie's throat. Jumped down her throat so bad that I came out and made a video. Y'all jumped down her throat because she said black women make up pains when they're pregnant. So the doctors don't know when they're in trouble and when they're not. Oh, baby. The black community, the black women came out like, we would never. Not us. We would never do such a thing. How dare she? She owes us an apology. So much so, the poor lady came out crying. Came out crying. Apologizing. Because she didn't mean to hurt y'all. And I came out and I said, y'all know what? Why y'all acting like some of us would never? I said, do you know why I'm tripping that y'all acting like some of us would never? I said, because hello, hi, I'm here. I'm some of us. I've done it. When I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, my daughter was 3 days late. Baby, Big Mama didn't want to come. When I had her, she was 8 pounds, 08 ounces, 21 inches. Biggest thing. And baby, I had to have stitches. Lord. Ooh, y'all just don't understand what we go through in childbirth. That's why real mothers stay on their kids' ass when they get out of order. But I digress. When I was pregnant and I went in labor, I realized with my first daughter that I contract but I don't dilate. So I had to have an epidural I had to have the Pitocin to induce labor after about 7 hours. had an epidural after another 5 hours because I couldn't take it no more. Well, when it came around to baby number 2, I already knew I am going to have to be induced. So when I hit around my 38, 39, 40 week, I would call my doctor, look, we gonna have to get induced anyway. Why can we just get the show on the road? I can't. My stomach, my ankle, my back. Just, can we get this baby out? I can't do it no more. I'm done. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. Call me finished. My doctor would be like, oh, it's just pregnancy. It's just... Fact of the matter is, we drug that, not we, y'all drug Dr. Jackie to hell, through the fires, to the pit of hell, down the stairs, to the base of hell where the gas that forms the fires of hell are formed at. Y'all dragged her. And when she came out and did this, I said, But guess what? I bet nobody paying attention to it. Nobody. Because the fact of the matter was, as offended as y'all were that she made the statement that she made, the fact of the matter was, she was telling the truth. Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. The level of women I seen walk up hills taking that mud, or I'm grateful for my gender women, are amazing. Making that baby uncomfortable. So y'all, let's get ready. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. We're going to take a very quick intermission. And when we come back, we're going to get into our David deep dive, all right? If you're ready, throw some champagne glasses in the chat.
When I told her what I did, she gave me champagne. That's when she told me champagne secret. Champagne. Ooh.
Make sure you do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for me. Go ahead. We are on our road to 1K, and if you would be kind, so kind, to help us get there, it would be greatly appreciated. If you are enjoying what you're hearing, all the positivity, if you're enjoying these light, sweet, positive, relaxing vibes that we trying to shoot out here in the city, and maybe you want to support the channel so that we can keep the vibes going, the Cash App is scrolling at the bottom. It would be greatly appreciated. Or you could send a super chat, super thanks. If you want your comment to pop up on the screen like a little announcement, please send a super chat, super thanks, because I really want to make sure that you are highlighted. And yes, I made sure my alerts are on so nothing is missed. So y'all listen. We are going to get into this whole D4vd Celeste deep dive. Now, when I tell you, this is the weirdest rabbit hole I have gone down in a lot of things that I've searched. I can't even make it up. This, first of all, I know there's a lot of different social media apps. Like, I know, I'm still learning. I've seen Reddit, but I don't know what Reddit is. I really can't tell you how to use it. I know Discord is another like platform. It kind of give me that. Y'all remember them old school back in the day basement party, like after set that we used to have? Like, drop in the chat and let me know if y'all remember the old school. I ain't talking about y'all new school stuff, because half of y'all don't make it out y'all parties. See, we are not the same. Our parties was parties, baby. We was able to leave the club and go to something that was called an after set. And the after set was somebody's house that they turned into the kickback, and it had a bar in it. And that's where everybody came. Now, if you was a hoe and you was trying to do the hoe down, now that was on you. But if you was just trying to kick it and enjoy the after set because the club was shut down, you could. Wasn't nobody gonna get shot. No. Nobody gonna fight. We was too busy trying to have fun. But y'all listen, I have went down some rabbit holes with Discord and Reddit dealing with this whole David situation with this young girl who was found in his vehicle. So let's go over what we know. So discovery and location was the tow yard. Workers noticed a foul odor coming from an impounded Tesla, and police respond. Hold on, I forgot I got it on play. And police responded. Human remains were found inside the vehicle at. Now I know I just paused it. Cut it out, OBS. Human remains were found inside the vehicle at a tow lot in Hollywood. The discovery date, reported by multiple outlets, is September 8th, 2025. The Tesla is registered to David Anthony Burke, who performs under the name David, a rising singer-rapper. Media and police reports show the registration links the car to him. His representatives say he is cooperating with investigators. Authorities have not charged him. Victim identification. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner identified the remains as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who had been reported missing from Riverside County on April 5th, 2024. The ME's office has not yet released an official cause of death. Reporting indicates the death is being investigated as a homicide, pending coroner results. Conditions of the remains were inside the car. Reports describe the remains as severely decomposed, and media say they were found in the Tesla's front trunk area, the frunk, and had been inside for an extended period. Some outlets report the body was wrapped in a plastic bag. Those forensic details are in initial reporting, but still subject to official coroner confirmation. Timeline context, vehicle status. So the Tesla reportedly was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills and later towed. It was at the impound for a short time before the odor was reported. Exact timeline when the car was first abandoned, towed, is still being clarified in reporting. Now we dropping the facts. Investigation status and public impact. LAPD is investigating. No arrests have been announced, and authorities have emphasized coroner testing and forensic work. The artist public partnerships and events were immediately affected. Some brands paused promos, and a concert was canceled while the investigation proceeds. Public reaction and social media attention have been intense. Now, unverified details in this thing. Tabloid industry outlets have noticed a matching tattoo that says "shh." It's a finger tattoo, reportedly shared between the victim and the artist. The detail was reported in entertainment outlets, but has not been confirmed by police as linking anyone to the death. Treat such about the tattoo detail cautiously until investigators confirm it. So basically what they are saying is, the thing with the tattoo is she had one, but people were saying that they had matching tattoos. Well, the police haven't confirmed this. No one else has confirmed this. What's still unknown? Why is this still fluid? Cause and manner of death, awaiting coroner's toxicology and autopsy. Until the ME's final report, we don't have an official cause. How the remains got into the car and when. Forensic timeline, time of death, time placed in the vehicle. How about place of death? And they require lab work. Whether the vehicle's registered owner was involved, police say David is cooperating. Being the registered owner is not the same as being a suspect. Investigators must establish chain of custody, ownership history, who had access, and for how long. They have to establish whether or not he was on tour at the time where her body was found. They also have to establish whether or not he was on tour or in the vicinity, or could have been anywhere near the vicinity at the time the death could have occurred. So now these are the things that we have to ask and we have to look at in this situation. Now, I want to make sure that y'all have taken out the time to put on your golden chapeau. Do you have your golden chapeau on? Because we need to go on a drill. We need to go on a trip on a little rocket ship going through the sky, little Einstein. Do you have on your golden chapeau? Drop a champagne bottle in the chat if you got your chapeau on deck. All right. Let's get ready to go. I told y'all I'm going to figure out how to get them made. So, all right, let's go to the next. So, the first thing I want to show you is he's been getting a lot of backlash online since this happened. So it says here, let me do this. Singer-songwriter David is facing backlash online, not just for his ongoing ties to high-profile murder investigations, but also for how he's handling any criticism concerning him. The 20-year-old artist, whose name is David Anthony Burke, has apparently taken control as the sole moderator of his own Reddit community. Now, I don't know how Reddit works. Now, I had to do a lot of searching to find some of the stuff that I found. So I got links. I don't know how it, like, does it work like a Facebook, like an Instagram, like how, like a Twitter? Yeah, I don't know how Reddit works. Maybe if one of my Champagne Gang know, you can drop in the comments and let me know, because I have no clue. So, where fans allege he has been deleting every post that dares to mention the unalived body in his Tesla. So the controversy comes as the LA Police Department investigates the discovery of the body in his Tesla. Now, we understand that it is 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. Authorities classified the case as a homicide. Now, who is he for people who really doesn't know? He's 20 years old. He's an American singer and songwriter. His music kind of gives me, I don't know what genre fits the borderline suicidal, homicidal music, love song genre, but his music gives me that you either on the verge of breaking down or going off, like one or the other. Like he sound always in the mode of extremely depressed. Like if depression personified was a person and a song, it would be his music. And we're in a day and age where people like that genre. We like that. I don't even know. Hi Hassan, welcome in Hassan Tahir show. Thank you for coming in, love. We are in a time where people love the gore, the dark. Like everybody is dark. So to me, his music is dark, but some people are entranced by the darkness, if that makes sense. So he had a single, and before this situation, I didn't know who this kid was. The name of the single was Romantic Homicide. Now he released it in 2022, and people are trying to argue that the single had nothing to do with the case because the case happened in 2025 and this was released in 2022. Have you never heard? Okay, I'm gonna give you a movie. Now I need you to let me know if you know anything about this movie. I'm gonna try to tell you about the movie without telling you the name of the movie, and I want you to drop the movie in the chat. So in this movie, how am I gonna put it? How am I gonna put it? So in this movie, this guy had lost his whole family. So years down the line, all of a sudden, the individuals who were supposed to be charged with it start dying. When they look back, they realize that he had really been planning what he was going to do, not only to the individuals that took his family, but to the judges, the district attorneys, to the lawyers, everybody that had it. Nope, not Punisher, Hassan, not Punisher. Anything that had to do with his case, he was gonna wipe them all out, just take them out. He was done. Y'all remember that show? Who remembers that movie? Emo rap, yeah, it's even worse than that. It's dark. It's like an energy vampire. The music just pulls you to it don't make you feel happy to love again. It make you feel like this new love is gonna cause you to just die and disappear. Y'all ever seen Law Abiding Citizen? That's the name of the movie. When they killed that man's family, and Jamie Foxx basically told him it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. When Jamie Foxx told him that, and something snapped in his mind, and from that moment he started planning what he was gonna do to everybody who failed his wife and daughter who were unalive, and SA while he was held down. Same goes here. Same goes here. Just because you released it now don't mean you didn't plan it then. Yeah, it was a song. Just because you released it now don't mean it wasn't a thought in your head then. Don't mean your song wasn't a prequel to what you was planning on doing now. But that's what I mean about his music. And the people who get into music like that, romantic high. Why do I want to be so in love that I want to die? Why? And why is that even appealing? Why does that sound good to you? Y'all, we done got, no, I ain't gonna keep saying we. Y'all done got to the point where y'all turned on by the wrong stuff. Y'all, look, we had music that said, don't talk. Just listen. By the time he got to just listen, we was so when he started saying sorry I left you, baby, we done. It flew out. You hear me? Done. Y'all music, sexy little bitch, sexy little hoe. That's y'all music. That's y'all music. That's how he woo y'all. See, when we was growing up, they used to come knock on the door and ask to speak to our parents and ask, can they take you out? They would get on the phone with your father and ask your father, can I take your daughter on a date? My first date, can't even make it up. My mama was like super strict. I was still at home. My mama was religious. Grand old church of, if you know what I'm talking about. So when I went on my first official date, I was 18 years old, but I was still living at home. So this dude asked my dad, can I take your daughter on a date? My dad told him, yeah, but it's gotta be a double date. It cannot be just you. So he got one of his friends. I got my best friend. We had a double date. See, we come from a different time. The music that excited us back then, see, y'all think it's kind of weird now. Y'all sing it, but y'all don't know the emotion of it because y'all too wooed by all this dark energy, vampires, sucking, draining food. Exactly, Dimitri. I need love. Come on now, come through. Kid and Play. Oh, good. Come on now. Come on now. That's when music used to talk. When music used to speak to you, it used to say something. It spoke to your soul, baby. Baby, when he got to, and I ain't even got to tell you who it is, maybe you ain't never been in love the way I've been in love. Maybe you ain't never felt the things that I felt. Baby, by the time you listen to that voice recording, because you know back then, the voicemails was on a machine, and you had to push play so you could hear it out loud. See, times was different then. It was different. I am too, Demetrius. I am too, baby. No, I'm not. Nah, you right after me. I'm Gen X. I'm the crazy one right before you. Right before you. Music of today is not the same. Doesn't hit the same no more. And movies, lots of them not good at all. Not at all. Horrible. Trash. The movies are trash. They're trash. They have no point. They just horrible. Horrible. They all insinuating something that they for damn sure shouldn't be insinuating. Horrible. Everything is dark. Everything is murderous. Everything is toxic. You don't see good relationships last. All of these relationships going on now in Hollywood, all of these are connector relationships. These is damn Stepford wives that's being planted in these homes. I don't care what y'all say. I said what I said. Said what I said. Everything is lights, camera, action. You can't tell. Everything's a stage. I keep telling y'all. If y'all go watch my Hollywood Untolds on the home channel, I keep telling y'all, everything's a stage. The world wears a mask. Believe nothing. Trust yourself. That's what we learned the other day. Hashtag trust yourself. You spent too much time trusting everybody else. Now it's time for you to trust you. If you start spending more time trusting you, you'll start realizing how much time you lost trusting them. Because they don't care about your well-being and your future. They only care what they can get from you and obtain from you, because they know what's in you, even if you don't know what's in yourself. And if you believe what I'm saying and I'm talking to you, please drop some champagne glasses in the chat. If you ain't scared, because I ain't scared to say I know I'm talking to me. They know. They know. But it's a different time. The music is different. And what we don't realize about music has a way of calming. Music has a way of stirring. Do you know the reason why I have the kind of music I have behind us playing right now? Not only do I have the kind of music, let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all. This, as the church folk will say, this is free for you being here. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. There's a reason why I have this background behind us with that color scheme. If you look out the window over there, you see what? It look like the sun is setting. It's a little nighttime. The music playing is a little soft, jazzy, make you want to go grab a glass of champagne, if you kick back, fellas, maybe a glass of cognac, a cigar or two, sit back, kick your feet up, and just listen to what's going on. It puts you in a relaxed mood. And it does that purposely because we have a night show. We have a night show that caters on sip, savor, and spill, those relaxed, chill vibes. Let's shake off the tiredness and the negativity of the day and kick back and get into the tiki or whatever he, she may say or do. It's done that way for a reason. Because music has a way of moving you. If I would have put loud, hard rock, all of that behind me, it would have provoked more of an excited feeling. So I probably would have pulled people over who would have been in the chat, and a bitch and a hoe and a bitch and a hoe and a hoe and a bitch and a hoe and a bitch and a bitch and a hoe. Like y'all get on all the rest of the channels. Y'all ain't seen that one time in my channel. Not one time. Do you know why? Because we create a different atmosphere. Music has a way of creating an atmosphere. Let me show it to you biblically. There's a story in the Bible of, now David was anointed king, but Saul was appointed king. Watch it, because a lot of y'all got anointing even though there's other people in your seat. You do. All you got to do is pray and seek God and ask God when he gonna move your chair. That's all. Or create you a new one, because he just that kind of God. So Saul was appointed, but he knew what was in David. He knew David was the real chosen one. So Saul would call David to come forth because he knew David had a gift. See, true royalty, true people who are supposed to lead, baby, they all have gifts. You got to start identifying your gift. We still in the story. We talking about music. As the church would say, we in the house. You all have a gift. You just got to learn what your gift is. That's the problem. You don't know your gift. When are you going to start paying attention to your gifts? I don't know, that was free for you being here. Oh, gifted one. Just sitting down, letting that art skill go to waste when you could be painting. You could be drawing, selling digital art. You one of the coldest linguists around. Your poetry melts off your lips like butter. Yet you just sitting at home in front of a TV. Shame. Shame on you. Lauren Lake from Paternity Court spoke some facts in her stream today about the case. I'm definitely checking it out. Hassan, welcome to the Champagne City. But everybody's walking around wearing masks. Everybody. I want you guys to take a look at, let me see if I pulled it. Hold on. Music has a way. Matter of fact, if we stop and think about a lot of the music that we listened to when we were younger, I mean, really stop and think about it, y'all. Like, really, really stop and think about it. How much of that music did we really know what we was listening to? How much? How much? When you stop back and think, see, I heard a guy say once, let me put it like this. He was a thug. He was, hitter. What we called him back in the day. He said, there's no way, sober and with a clear mind, we can go out and do the things that we do. He said, before we go out and get ready to do what we do, he said, we get something to drink. And there's certain music that we play because it triggers something in us. Do you know what my song was? Now, I need y'all to drop in the chat and let me know what y'all's song of choice was. You know my song of choice was? Baby, Scarface, No Tears. If you walk past my door and you hear Scarface, No Tears playing out yonder, please keep walking, because something is amiss. As Bernie said, it may be some furniture. Choose wisely if you approach. Because we all have that song, that type of music that when it just puts you in that place where you like, yeah, I'm on that. Today. I'm with what you with today. Because music has a way of moving you. Let me go a little Public Enemy, Fight the Power. I feel you, Demetrius. Let me go a little bit different. When you getting ready to get, have some, yeah, how should I say it so I don't trigger YouTube? Some heavenly fellowship. Because if it ain't heavenly, I don't know what y'all doing. If y'all don't feel like y'all are in that song by John Legend, So High Your Feet Are Touching the Sky, baby, you need to do over. Maybe one or the other y'all need to go see a coach. Talk to the Lord, talk to each other or something. Because if you don't feel like you are leaving earth while y'all having heavenly fellowship, baby, that ain't the one. That ain't the one. That ain't the one. But when you having fellowship with your significant other, are you putting on church music? Are you? When you're in church, are you putting on worldly? Never mind, let's not use that. When you in the club, are you putting on your school anthem music? No, because everything has a place and a time for when it is used, because in those places and times it provokes a different feeling. When you're in church and you have a relationship and a connection with God, and you're in that moment of worship, that music is what ushers you into the presence. It helps to soothe your spirit and soothe your mind so that you can enter into the presence of worship with the Lord. When you're in the club, it's the rhythmic tapping of the music and the heavy bass and the music and the words that make you want to get up and move your feet. It is no different than, and we going somewhere. I'm going to show you. Hold on one second. Hold on. Because we got to go to the movies real quick. So I had to add something in. Hold on. Here we go. It's no different. Now, how many of y'all have seen the movie Sinners? We need to go to the movies real quick. If you haven't seen it and you don't want a spoiler alert, please do like the kiddies do and just no until you see this background disappear. But it's just like the movie Sinners, right? The whole premise of the movie Sinners, another good movie, had to do with music. And the fact that music has power in it. Music has the power to attract good. Music has the power to attract evil. It depends on what you use the music for. It's one of the biggest problems I have with today's music industry. It's not the music. It's what you're using the music for. You're using music to turn little girls into whores because that's what it's marketed to. Meanwhile, you got Houston across the country with hundreds of thousands of cases of HIV. And like I told y'all before, look, I come from a different time. I don't know whose HIV y'all catching these days, where y'all sleep with somebody today and 2 weeks from now, y'all waking up with bumps and sores and lesions and can't move and almost out of here. Yeah, that didn't happen when it came back in the 80s. That didn't happen back then. So I don't know what souped up version of stuff that y'all got. I really don't. But everybody want to be so loose. Just throw it out. Loose. We get the music in us. You know, that's why some people shouldn't drink, because you don't know how to control your liquor. It's one thing to be able to drink and have a good time. It's another thing to be able to drink, but you can't control your liquor because you either want to fight, you can't stand on your feet, you throwing up all over the place, you angry, you crying, you become emotional, you mess up everybody's good mood and good time. Y'all, I had a cousin that every time he would get that liquor in his system, baby, I wanted to go like hood, like, nah, bro, meet me outside because you doing too much. You doing too much. He wanted to jump on my uncle, all kind of stuff. All because you got some liquor. Stick to beer. You don't act like this with beer. But that combination of individuals who can't control their liquor. Some people can't control their weed. Some people smoke weed and hallucinate. Some people smoke weed and want to fight. You shouldn't be smoking. You should know what you can and can't handle. That's the problem with most of us. We don't know ourselves, so we keep falling for anything. We keep calling stuff beautiful when it's actually demonic, sent to trap us up and get us caught and tangled in a damn web. This girl got caught in a web because of pretty words and music. I told y'all I'm still in the house. I know where I'm going. But the music, because the music was so good, the music made you feel good. Put on the right song. Matter of fact, go to the right concert and the right song was playing. Y'all saw the YouTube videos when Aura of the Kelly was up on that stage talking about sex in the kitchen, and them girls was just about to lose their whole marriage, savings fund, and everything because they was going to throw it all up on the stage. They was. Y'all know. Music brings out feelings and emotions. And when you don't know who you are, when you don't have any boundaries, when you're not able to see warning and danger signs, or when you're so caught up and so entranced by the lifestyle that you would rather have it than anything else, we miss a lot of signs. Even though we're deep diving on him, baby, this is deeper than just him. Anybody been with me know the secret in Champagne Secretzz is empowerment. It's our opinions on their stories. The fact of the matter is, we have got to start paying attention and keeping our head on a swivel. We have got to stop taking our heart and handing it into people's hands without even understanding if they're even worthy enough to be able to handle or hold something as precious as your heart. It is the most vulnerable part of you. You can still survive without some brain function. The Lord still has the opportunity to work if it was just brain function. But if the heart stops, baby, everything else stops with it. That's the problem with so many of y'all. You can't see danger because your heart stopped. So everything else did too. Some of y'all can't see danger because your brain stopped. Your heart's still pumping, but your brain stopped. You're not thinking straight. You're not using the benefit of intellect. You're operating out of and on emotion. And your emotion is tearing stuff up because you're not thinking with intellect. This young man could not have been thinking with intellect if he allegedly did what they said he did. So I need us to remember that. when you're depressed, and a lot of times we do it, but when you're depressed, you don't need to put on no sad music. All that's going to do is feed the depression. When you're depressed, you need something that's going to grab you and snatch you up out of there. You better put on some happy feelings in the air. Feel like happy feelings. If you dealing with heartbreak, you don't need to listen to something that's talking about heartbreak. That's like you getting with somebody that's in jail. What can y'all do for each other? Y'all in the same place. See, you gotta learn how to think different so that you can start moving different. So they're saying that basically in the Reddits, in the Discords, he's making himself moderator and deleting stuff. Now, there was a lot of stuff that I found in the Discord and all of that when I went in there and looked, because I was going to share it with you guys today and they were other people's posts, it looked like it had been reported. Now, I don't know how, again, like I said, how Reddit works. If it works like you say Instagram or TikTok, where you can report someone's comment and they'll pull it down. I don't know if Reddit works like that, but there was a lot of people who posted a lot of threads that had I should have screenshotted them, but I wanted to be able to scroll through the comments so y'all could see those too. And those comments are absolutely missing. Now, I have some unanswered questions in relation to what's going on. My first question is, so it says the body was discovered September 8, 2025 and the Tesla registered to David at Hollywood Toll. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. A neighbor recalls the Tesla parked in front and then in other spots near the Hollywood Hills house that police searched. Who reported the vehicle as abandoned? That's what I want to know. Now, I want y'all to make sure y'all are putting on y'all golden chapeau. You know, y'all see it up there in the corner. And we're going to start asking some questions about this case based on what you know and what we've read. And then we're going to look into the conspiracies, because the most important things about a case is always the facts. What are the facts first? You can have your assumptions, but you gotta have facts, because remember, whenever you have a crime, in order for a crime to be prosecuted, you gotta have two things. You gotta have an act that is criminal. So you have to be able to prove that the act that was committed by this individual was a criminal act. The second thing you gotta prove is intent. Was the intent criminal? Intent would be the difference between you purposely set out to unalive someone, which would be a first degree intentional, which would be you were with the individual and they tripped, fell down some stairs. After y'all argued, you got spooked, so you wrapped the body in plastic and put it in the trunk of the car. You didn't mean for it to happen, but you didn't know what to do after it happened. Well, that's where you start slipping into second and third degree. So you have to have intent. Otherwise, you risk charging an individual with the wrong thing. An act, that's criminal. Intent, that's criminal. And that's exactly why I told y'all they would not be able to convict Diddy on a RICO. Not because he didn't do it, but because you charged him poorly. And if this young man did this, I'm really hoping that he doesn't get charged the wrong way. I hope this is handled the right way. So, do they have parking citations? I looked on Ring and there's a lot of robberies in that area. Oh, wow, Demetrius. The citation should be able to show what side of the street the car was parked on. Was the car moved back and forth? How many times it was moved back and forth? How many citations? I would need to look for that. Are there any neighborhood cams that show when the car was moved? Who moved it? Does anyone show the car being backed up to the house? Now, mind you, we're asking questions. We're not asking questions because we're trying to mark David is guilty. We're asking questions because we're trying to reduce everything to the least common denominator, so that we can look when he comes out and says whatever he chooses to say, like, yeah, but the evidence say. See, that's what some of y'all need to start doing in y'all relationships and friendships, and it'll start showing y'all who for y'all and who not for y'all. Because if y'all would just sit back and say, but the evidence say, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. And you ain't got to say it out loud. Some of y'all move too loud. Some of y'all need to start moving in silence, like clear in silence, and stop letting your left hand know what your right hand is doing. But again, that was free for you being here. Do they have parking citations, videos, neighborhood? Is anything caught on camera? If anyone knows anything about a Tesla, the door openers, do they have seat sensors? Do they have key fob IDs? This is a smart vehicle, so I know it has to go like one step above, or if not 10 steps above everybody else in order to keep security going. You know what I mean? The tow yard chain of custody. Who opened the trunk? When? Who documented the discovery? Exactly how long had it been there before it started to smell? When it was towed in, did it feel heavier? Was there something different about the ride? Did you smell a scent when it was towed, or was it just when it was sitting, and I think they said in the sun? Just when it was sitting, because that would kind of help them narrow down sometimes again. Because if you smelled it when you towed it, but just thought maybe it was a skunk in the area, then maybe she's been gone a little bit longer than everybody assumed. So, who pays the lease? Who actually lived there week to week? And now we're talking about the home. Who had keys? Did he have a camera system? Was there anything that was able to show this young lady in this house? Matter of fact, not just this young lady in this house, but everybody else as well. It's very nice to meet you. This is a great topic. Have a great show and a good night to you, chat, and everybody watching. Till next time. Thank you for joining me, Hassan. It has been my privilege and my honor to have you in the Champagne City on tonight. Please come join us again. And if you ever see me drop a panel, please make sure you hit the link. You and Demetrius as well. It's been a pleasure having you in the city tonight, my love. Good night. Sweet dreams. But visitor logs, deliveries, ride shares, like something has to capture this girl. You telling me she went missing when she was reported missing, and then she was just silent, except for the 13-year-olds don't do that. 14-year-old, you just completely erase a whole trail. So are we talking about, because I know this is, a word that's being used a lot, Stockholm syndrome. That's what it is. Are we saying this is Stockholm syndrome? What are we trying to say? Are we saying that he controlled her every move? She wasn't able to post outside of him, allegedly? Because where was she? within it. Who did she stay with? And here's the bigger question, y'all. Here's the bigger question. Who else knew? Who else knew how old she was? Who else knew that she'd been at the house? Who else knew that they were in a relationship? Now, I find it cringy enough that you, as an older gentleman, would be on a live stream with a 13-year-old anyway. That's weird to me. That's very weird behavior. And it's even more weird behavior if your management team and everybody else thought this was okay, especially with no other supervisors there for her. Like, my first question is gonna be like, okay, yeah, you can come stream with me, but parent coming with you, you know, a chaperone, a brother, a sister, somebody. Cause I ain't getting caught up. Orange ain't the new black. I can't do it. So those are my questions. Now, there was a stream that popped up on Twitter. Hold on.
Special of raping kids.
It's fresh that. Yeah, I hate it starts with the
It's
volume off.
controversial of raping kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything. I media trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
So do y'all think she was playing? Y'all think she was playing? He media trained her. What does that even mean? Well, oh, so he trained her on how to grow her channel. Like, what does media train mean? Y'all know every 3 months it's new phrases coming out that we gotta adjust to and learn it. That's some Kris Jenner control. Because, y'all. And she didn't have no family. Like, her family didn't know about these discords. Like, does anyone know, was his discords like super secretive, where you had to be like invitation only to know about it? Because if this live stream existed, then that means you had an ideology where your child was. Why didn't you go get your child? This is why I keep saying these babies are in trouble with these parents they left with. Because our Aura shouldn't have been the only one that got locked up. No, all them parents that took your underage kid to a studio to be with a grown man talking about making some damn music. Said what I said, won't take it back. Talking about making some music, y'all should be ashamed of yourself and y'all should be in jail too. Because you pimped out your kids for $1. And that's why the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. People out here do anything for the almighty dollar. He paid off students at her school to not say anything. I think she was saying what she could not directly say. Absolutely. And then right after, he told them delete everything. Just delete everything.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.
Why are you First of all, now again, look at body language. There's nothing about her looks happy in this moment. Nothing. From the hood that she has on, she don't look happy. From her mouth, if you pay attention to her lips, hold on 1 second. Because I told y'all we got on our golden chapeau. Look at her. That's what I want you to see. She's pouty, nose down to the tip of her nose. She's got her hoodie on. She's got on black. Now, black might be a thing. It's my thing. I love black. Now, but look at the way she sit off to the distance. He was gesturing to the mods to scrape. Exactly. Get it up. Get rid of all of it. Get rid of. Now, in this moment, she looks so uncomfortable. So whoever your mods are, whoever your managers are, or whatever, when that little girl made that statement, somebody should have been asking, like, come here, baby. Let's go outside and have a talk. Are you cool? Blink twice if you okay. That's y'all new saying, right? When anything happen, y'all want them to blink twice when they okay. And didn't nobody here ask the baby to blink twice or nothing. They just thought it was normal. Because you know what? Anything goes nowadays in streaming. Everybody wants to be on somebody's stream. Everybody wants to be Insta famous. Everybody wants to be a TikTok star. Everybody wants to be in it so that they can get closer and closer to the bag. That stuff that you should see and consider a red flag and not only do something about, but make sure that other people know to do something as well. We sit back and don't say nothing because somehow reality and real life have crossed and nobody knows what's real versus what's reality TV. So you don't even know what to call the police on anymore because nobody's real. Relationships ain't real. You done found out rappers you thought had all this money, you found out half that stuff was on the lease or it was cubic zirconia. You found out that they just had real good credit cards that they just about maxed out. So much of this stuff could be avoided if you see something, say something. It's like that Kardashian dynamic, the carefully constructed personality, which means he media trained her. Don't say anything you won't regret. Got it. That makes sense. Good analogy, Demetrius. I think tomorrow, because my y'all make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button too, please. We are on our road to 1K. Road to 1K. And we are almost there. And I would be honored, thrilled, and consider an absolute privilege to have you join us in the Champagne City. Tomorrow, I think I am going to do a panel because I want to know y'all thoughts. And we definitely going to continue with a deep dive and look up some stuff together. We not done yet, but I just wanted y'all to know. Go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified when we go live tomorrow so that we can do our panel. Now, I did run across this on Reddit. Now, so these are messages. Hold on. In Reddit. Now, like I told y'all, I don't know how Reddit works fully. But someone said, bro, the type of guy to say, I'd slap me too, his girl. If I had one wish, I would, to be honest. Hey, you underground, what you talking about? Is she gonna be at any of your tours? Deleted user. Now, here's the thing. Like, the thing is, people are saying whenever you see deleted user, it is actually Celeste. And that's what she is going under when she was commenting before she was taken away because of stupid age restriction. Now, that lets you know that is someone who's a minor. And that's why they were thinking it was Celeste, because she's saying she can't go to any of the tours because of the age restriction. Fake your age, everyone did. So whoever this individual is here, let me see if I can see that name. It's some sick people be online. It really is. But they told her, fake your age. Everyone does. In the back of my mind, David raped my gay parodies. Does your mom yell at you for being on Fortnite for too long? Scroll down because there are some more. I just gotta resize this. So now it says David loves minors. Now if you pay attention to the date on this, this was 2 years ago. Now I just pulled these a few days ago. So the person who created these threads, this wasn't made up. Allegedly these were made 2 years ago, where someone named Viper, someone named The Cat, someone named Taskbar were saying David loves minors. Somebody said David is a minor. Isn't David also a minor? At the time, I don't believe he was. $15. Because how old is he now? Hold on. Hey y'all, I should have had the mic tilted down to the keyboard while I was typing, so I could have gave y'all some ASMR. Like, come on my loves, let's look up the next story. Maybe I should do a late night ASMR deep dive search where all I do is whisper, you know, and type so y'all can hear it. Let me know if y'all like ASMR in the comment. So David was born March 28, 2005. Celeste is reported to have been 15 years old when her body was found. That gives an age difference of 5 years. Her exact birth is saying really hasn't been released. So if she went missing at 12-13 and you add 5 years to 13, that makes him 18. So how are people thinking, maybe because he just had a baby face and nobody took the time to look into it to see if this man was really a minor? Y'all see, that's the thing. And you know, when I realized that we do this, let me tell you, when the whole thing about Nickelodeon came out and we found out whole time, when majority of us Gen X, Zers, that era, millennials, y'all remember when, you know, you wanted to be on Nickelodeon, you saw them shows and you was like, I could do that. Whole time now we finding out these kids, we should have been asking them to blink twice if they in trouble. They smiling, running around, ruined our childhood. Smiling, running around, whole time they being SA'd and forced to perform on stage with barely any food and water and other stuff. We don't pay attention. We like what we like. We like being entertained. So people are going to look at the TV and be like, you know what? That is so entertaining. They work so good together. They look so good together. Oh my gosh, this live was so fun. Does anybody look at the panel and be like, why that little girl there with all them boys by herself? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Why that little girl there with all them little boys by herself and she ain't got on no clothes? I don't care if my kids grown. I still ask my kids. It don't mean they listen. But you listening ain't on me. Me saying something is what's on me. So ain't why that little girl got that on in that room full of all them boys? Because in my mind, I done painted a whole scenario that don't end. Why? Who said that was okay? We did when we started telling the girls to use their body to get what they want. Flaunt what you got and stop worrying about what the haters got to say. It's your body. Work it and twerk it and flip it. Show it if you want to. It was when what's her name started the slut walk and told women that it was okay to be sluts and hoes. It was when the government changed the laws so much that parents no longer have the rights over their children in order to make the decisions of what's best for them and their bodies, when little 12 and 13-year-olds can make the decision as to whether or not they want birth control or even want to have themselves checked after they've been having sex. It is so many things that's messed up. And the fact that nobody is paying attention because we're too busy being entertained. People watch the live. I heard what she said. Did y'all hear what she said? I wasn't there, and I heard what she said loud and clear. And I didn't do any audio enhancing to hear what she said. And nobody said, you know the way y'all call the law on people online now when y'all get mad at them. Y'all, call CPS. Did nobody? Cost nobody to nothing. No family. She ain't had no family that ran across this. Nothing. She ain't had no. The way we failing these kids and these youth in this day and age should be studied. Should be studied. Because we want to relive our golden years so bad, we've taken our eyes off of the youth and what's going on with these young folk so that we can relive an old time knowing that your knees don't even bend like Megan no more. Baby, you so Mildreded out. Alright, y'all. My allergies is on 30 million. Goodness gracious. Hold on. Let's see if I got my fan. Okay, I'm gonna use this. So y'all listen. Everybody's so busy being entertained that you not paying attention to what's going on with you. You ain't paying attention to what's going on with your children, next door neighbor children. Why do you think we got situations? I'm just talking and y'all can't even hear me. My allergies is cutting up. Lord, we just got some rain and it's still a little bit water in the air. So my allergies are cutting up. But y'all listen. We have got to spend time paying attention to our children. our children, the neighbor's children, your family children. That's how we keep ending up with these situations, because we are not paying attention to our children. We're not. Because if we were, we wouldn't have a situation where we got 6 kids in Milwaukee who are inside a storage container. If we were paying attention, if we was asking questions. There's no way I call on the telephone to speak to my niece who just had a baby and I don't ask her about my great niece. There's no way. In heaven, hell, or beyond. There's no way I call to talk to my sister and I don't ask her about my nieces and nephews. There's no way. There's no way I call to talk to my daughter and don't ask her about my grandchild. Matter of fact, we can take it even further, because I got some godchildren. There's no way they call me and I talk to them and I don't ask them about their children. There is no way. Do you know why? Because I care. I understand the babies are the future. The babies are the future. And if we don't care about them, who will? How was a 13-year-old able to go missing for 1 year and that mama didn't bust down every state she could until she figured out what her daughter was? You'd have thought I had a particular set of skills. My 13 missing for a year? You don't get to give up because you got a wayward child. You were probably a wayward child, and that was a generational curse that passed from your grandmama to your mama to you to your child. It's your job to break the curse, not throw the child away because you passed the curse to them. Parents. I know people tell you just put them kids in the hands of God. Yeah, and while you doing it, pray and make sure you're not the reason the child is off track. Said what I said. But you have them here saying that she's a minor. The next one, I think David got a minor concussion from the backflip. Hold on. I'm in OBS. It's a little bit more technical. David dated a minor 2 years ago again. All David fans are minors. Now you gotta ask questions. You gotta ask questions. Back in the day, now some of y'all may remember this, some of y'all may not. There was a series that came out by this guy. It was called The Truth About Hip Hop. Did y'all listen to that series back in the day? It might still be on YouTube. I'm not sure. Did y'all listen to it? Where they was talking about the spells and stuff, the witchcraft they would do behind the music so that the women would draw to it and get pregnant. I want to sex you up. Y'all didn't listen to that? Did y'all hear that? If we can find it, we gonna have to find it and do a watch party. Y'all, I'm creating a list of all our watch party stuff. So this one, somebody else said, isn't he a minor? This is my baby. David, I love your music. I'm good at Fortnite. Nah, it's mine. Back off. David likes kids. This is 2023. 2 years ago. I'm so serious, bro. Girls my age are retarded. Now, I don't know what this meant here. I don't know if we can even confirm that this is officially him. There's no profile picture, there's no identifier, but somebody responded and said, bro, girls my age are retarded. Showing up to McDonald's with a Tommy, and I believe Tommy, that is his alter ego. Let's scroll down. Anything else? David likes little girls. Me and David alike. So it sounds like some of these servers just got a bunch of just nasty, just guttered, perverted, sick, twisted, demented. Just how could you? How could? Oh my God! I've just made 49 on September the 18th. And I'm still celebrating my birthday. So if you guys want to hit the Cash App, it is scrolling down at the bottom. It would be greatly appreciated. All of this beautifulness that you see is created by me. I am your creator. I'm your producer. I'm your empress. I'm your empowerer. I'm your uplifter. I'm your encourager. I want to see you to be the best version of you can be. And if you don't send a super chat, you can send a Cash App. You can send a super chat. Excuse me. Or super thanks. So now I want to get into do it this way. There we go. I think we got it. Okay, I think this is it. I have to figure out the best way to share it to y'all. My bad for the pauses in the show. Y'all better cut me some slack. I'm giving y'all this information and empowerment and encouragement while dealing with allergies and coughing and choking and coming back and still empowering y'all some more. So, like I told you, there are people who were saying that they were banned, that he was canceling, he were closing. I had a few that I was trying to find and pull up and deleted, just gone. So either David allegedly is canceling, deleting posts, reporting posts, if that's how it works on Reddit, to get stuff removed, who are going back into his streams, into his Reddits, into his Discords. They're grabbing conversations and screenshotting conversations and all of that to kind of push together this timeline of exactly what happened to this young lady, because I didn't know this young man has so many followers. So you have a lot of his fans who are really in their feelings that this could have possibly been him. So allegedly someone shared this and said this is from David's page, and he's allegedly saying they're on my ass, bro, like, you know, fuck. Somebody said, do what? What is DW, y'all? I'm old school. I don't know all y'all abbreviations. Dude, you're performing in Ish. Why would you be a suspect? I won't. They found it so quick though. Was planning on being out the US before Ish went down. You're good. So this is someone who they need to have a conversation with. Problem is, I don't know if Reddit creates a paper trail to the point where it can be traced. If any of my people on here are Redditors, can they trace who that came from back to a person? Some people are saying it doesn't look real. This was posted without watermark by a Reddit user. He titled the post, "Do whatever you want. I'm done with this ish," or something. Then the description read, "F you." It stayed up for a few hours and then it was removed. So it could be real. Trying to see if there's anything else in here, because y'all know it be the comments. People get in them comments, baby, they gonna tell all the news. When you watch a video, first place you go is the comments. That's why I'm glad y'all got my comments popping tonight. I love when y'all talk to me, because I definitely talk back. Okay, this one. Okay, I think this is the one we looked at. Back when does your mom yell at you? Isn't David also minor? People are going back and forth as to whether or not he's a minor. Everyone's saying he's 18. To clarify, he only responds to DMs from women. My man, y'all be turned on by everything. Right down here at the bottom, if you can see 8:23, 8/3/23, 5:41 p.m. David loves minors. And again, y'all, everything is allegedly. Y'all see the banner scrolling. He wants me. Somebody else, he loves minor. The girl said, yes, he's 18. I'm 16. Not too bad, right? And see, this is another thing too, y'all. I know y'all sit back and say these men should know better, and they should. But some of these girls should know better too. Because you got a lot of little girls who throw themselves at older men. And that is not me saying that because she threw herself at him, he should go. No, I'm saying you got a lot of young women who pursue older men. Ask me how I know. When I was 17, I was dating a 24-year-old. I liked older men. I was more mature than majority of the men my age. I didn't want to deal with having to train you how to do nothing. How to open a door. How to say hi. How to address me properly on the telephone. Well, I don't, Bring me somebody seasoned, well seasoned, little Lawry's in the seasoning. Back in the day, grandmama didn't cook nothing without no little Lawry's seasoning salt in it. No. No, sorry, Bobby Jones. So, he loves minors. I don't know how you can like something young enough to be your little sister, your child. You're sick. David only. This person posted he only texts 15-year-old girls. Me and David alike. Whoever this Viper is, Viper been trying to be on it. He only loves 15-year-olds. So yes, they did know then, even if it was joked about, they knew. Charge all of them, because WTF. I agree with whoever even Echo is, because facts. If you knew and said nothing, you part of the problem. You don't skate free when you know abuse is being done and you do nothing about it. You do nothing about it. Yeah, it made me think of that court cam that we covered of the girl who sit and listen to her friend being chopped up, and because she was used to her and her boyfriend arguing and fighting, she didn't do nothing, and listen to her friend lose her life. That's why I keep telling y'all need to check y'all frenemy gauges, because y'all friends is more like enemies. Frenemies, and y'all don't even know how to tell the difference, because y'all keep calling friends enemies and enemies friends. He intentionally cultivated this type of community in order to have access to minors and dodge accountability. I really don't blame a single one of those kids for not doing enough or saying something, and I hope it's not weighing on their minds now, because the power dynamic between them and David was so steep. I doubt anything would have come of it anyway. They were starstruck in a Discord where their favorite artist popped in, and occasionally who they really looked up to. He was the adult. Their inaction isn't their fault. And yeah, I'm not talking about the guy who said me and David alike. I hope that's just an edgy kid too. If David owned the Discord and was in contact with the mods, he probably actively censored discussions about this and just missed these. There was also a lot of misdirection on his part, like the second Celeste. As obvious as it seems, in hindsight, you don't expect people to be complete monsters. So here's the thing. I get what he's saying. He's saying they're children. We're not talking about the people who are in the chat who were children. We understand that children are going to look at him and look at a celebrity. That's why you got to start teaching your children at a young age what the difference between having a role model and an idol is. It's one thing to look up to someone. It's another thing to be obsessed with someone. I keep telling y'all, obsession is deadly. Obsession makes a stalker stalk down an Instagram model and take her life because he can't have her, even though she wasn't his to begin with. That's obsession. That's not love. Y'all keep confusing love with obsession, and because you don't know how to tell the difference between love and obsession, you get stuck with obsession, and you don't realize you have obsession until it's either too late and now you 6 feet deep and you can't change nothing anyway, or it's almost too late and now you're completely broken. You done lost your mind. Your heart is gone. You remember we had that conversation about the heart? Now your heart is gone. Your heart is broken. It's in a million pieces. You close for repairs, but instead of stepping back and being repaired, no, you gonna jump into as many as you can, because now you want to cause as much destruction as has been relayed or laid on you. Hurt people hurt people. So while we're talking about her mom, we need to get into his. Because where's his mammy? Where's his pappy? Have they come out and said anything about their child? His childhood? Did little, what they say, his name was Anthony, so he was probably an ant when he was younger. Or a little bug, little June bug. Did little June bug, when he was younger, did he hurt any animals? Did he try to torture any other siblings? Does he have siblings? See, this goes way deeper than this one little isolated, well, I don't want to say it like that because that's insensitive. This goes deeper than this situation. Y'all see that accountability and correction? It goes way deeper. This is about an ideology and a mindset that we got to figure out how to get a hold on. Your child should not be googly-eyed over nothing, so much so that they're willing to risk it all. And matter of fact, they shouldn't be getting so entranced and you don't know. From 7 to graduation, father is very important, Demetrius. Let me see if I have anything else I wanted to show y'all from here. Is it me, or why is teenage girls rebellious against the law? You know he's 18 and still engaging with an older man. I get that they're teenagers, but it's been an epidemic since I was a teenager for young girls to date older guys, knowing they can all get in trouble for it. We need to do better as a society and set a better example for the youth and carry boundaries and code of conduct. Because you got parents that don't care. That's why. As long as you got parents that don't care, you're going to continue to see this behavior. We had parents where when we would get on the house phone, I know some of y'all don't know what the house phone is, but when we would get on the house phone, the parent would pick up the phone and ask us, who you talking to? And while they still on the phone, ask the young man, who your parents are? You go to school? You work? Oh, you go to church? See, our parents used to ask the people we were on the phone with those kind of questions, and I wish the hell you would tell mama, get off your phone. I'm on the phone. Let me have some privacy, baby. Bye. Child, you'd still be reliving that moment again and again and again. So let me see. Just want to, because y'all, so much has been deleted. I was at the Silver Spring concert the 23rd. Somebody said arrest him. We saw this 2 weeks ago. Not surprised if more comes out. Something isn't adding up. So they said, I've been following this situation closely, and honestly, I won't be shocked if David and others end up facing more serious allegations. A lot of people are saying he didn't do this alone, and I fully agree. There are just too many red flags, and for this to be a one-man operation. Now, I'm not saying it's definitely sex trafficking or anything to that level, but when you start connecting the dots, it feels like this could go deeper than what's being publicly reported right now. The way everything's being handled, the silence, the vague statements, it all raises more questions than answers. I'm not here to throw wild accusations, but I also won't ignore patterns. We've seen in other cases like this. If more names start getting dropped, I won't be the least bit surprised. I won't either. The simple fact that it came out that he was moving the car from one side of the road to the other. The simple fact that it came out that he was allegedly on tour, possibly during the time that this girl body was found. Like, the girl at the concert was not Celeste. Everybody wants to throw shade. So they're saying he privated his Fortnite account. So there was a picture, well, a video that was going viral of people saying that that young lady there was Celeste. And see, that's the one thing that I want us to be careful with. And if you hear me do it, please correct me, because I don't mean to. But everything right now is alleged. We don't know really anything. Everything right now is speculation. But what happens with a lot of podcasters and a lot of people who get up here and do this, we throw stuff out like it's fact. Opinion is not fact. It doesn't matter how much you believe in your opinion. Opinion is opinion. And the same way you got an opinion, other people have opinions too. And no matter how many opinions are out there, because you're allowed to have them by way of free will, it does not give you the right, privilege, or authority to state your opinion is fact without proof. Because what happens is we got so many people so willing to run off anything, they're not going to fact check. And they're not going to care whether or not it's true. They're not going to care whether or not they destroy somebody's life by just throwing out there something that they heard. So then it falls on the individual that's releasing the information to make sure you are letting people know this is opinion. It's not fact. It's not established. That's how you start missing those defamation cases. We won't see defamation if we stop putting stuff out as fact. You can't call somebody crackhead that you never saw do crack. You can't say somebody is selling a body if you ain't never seen them sell their body. Now, you can say from the pictures that they released on the strip and the way they was moving and leaning over cars, it looks to me like there could be some kind of sexual rendezvous going on. However, what is that? A picture can speak 1,000 words. We got to stop doing that, because cases can get messed up like that too. Because what people don't realize is every time you throw something out there, the police have to go search what you threw out there. And if it's not factual, if it's not true, they just wasted time and resources that could be searching a true lead to follow one that you just made up because you released it as fact instead of just your opinion. So someone else... What is this? So this looks like session data. And game data. Okay, somebody who knows what all that means can share with us. So this is a map. Is this supposed to be a map of direction he took? She took? Oh. What y'all think? The investigation is still ongoing. I will speak on things when I'm ready. Please respect my privacy and allow for the police to do their job. This was posted by Asia Collins. Or maybe that was something else. So this says, for my own mental health, and because people here seem to lack common sense and critical thinking skills, I'm just leaving the sub. People are thinking of David like some kind of mastermind killer who was planning murder since he was 5 years old and anticipating details in his songs. 2, as if he can time travel, taking every little thing as a sign even when it's clear as day is not, making crazy and unbelievable connections, treating the death of a teen girl like an episode on a TV show, acting like they know everything as if they were personally there at the moment of the unaliving, staying stuck on their stupid ass takes that have been proven wrong, reposting the same info over and over, misreading the simplest sentences, spreading misinformation, and making up unimaginable situations with zero facts to back them up. To me, all of this is frustrating. I'm sure the police investigators are doing their work and they have much more information than we do, and that's all I need to know. It's fine to have theories or try to dig information to try and be helpful, but we barely have any details, and the extent to which people are reaching is getting ridiculous. I had joined this subreddit for normal discussion about a case that stuck with me, but reading some of this is literally ruining my day. I know no one cares. I just wanted to vent and express my frustration with this sub. Well, she's right, absolutely right, but at the same time, just because people are letting you know that because you posted an album in 2022, it does not exclude the fact that those album lyrics couldn't have been your secret thoughts for what you were planning in 2025. I don't know, maybe you didn't have enough courage to do it. Maybe you didn't do it. Now, mind you, this is all alleged. Maybe you didn't do it. Maybe somebody else did it. But the fact of the matter is all of these pieces fit too closely together not to snap in place. Does it make sense? It's almost like those old Hollywood mirrors. And if you like those kind of stories told, make sure you please go over and subscribe to Inky Noir Champagne Mysteries, our murder mystery dinner theater. But it makes you think of one of those old Hollywood stories where it's like they have enough information to know who did it, but for some reason they never captured who did it. This is what that makes me think of. You have enough information for it to seem like it should just, but it's so many pieces missing that the pieces ain't snapping in quite right. Like, maybe, are we missing pieces, or do y'all think we missing the base? Which one are we missing to the puzzle board? Is it the pieces of the puzzle board, or is it the base? If I see one more pregnancy timeline, that is a theory that she could have been pregnant. We need a sub for official updates from reliable news sources. Yeah. I'm just reading through these to see if anybody said any update. It looks like it's mostly just talking, like any friends gonna come. That's what makes this so weird. Like, you're dealing with super young people, and in a time where social media is at an all-time high, you're telling me that none of these individuals, associates, or friends would dare to come out and say anything in defense, to speak against it? No, everybody's hush-hush. Everybody. You're not going to tell me that the people is unplugging from the Matrix. You ain't going to convince me of that one. But everybody's hush. let's look at. So now someone is alleging that there is actually a second victim. So this says second victim of David come forward. It said, hola. Okay, so I've been up all night thinking logically about you, work, life, relationship, and realize something that you'd agree with if you see it the way I do. Straight from my heart, I really, really, really love you. But I have been checking my schedule for the rest of the year and next year, and I'm barely in Texas. I believe long distance relationships work under the right conditions, like you being able to travel with me, but you're still in school. With that also being school. And it may change your view on the shit entirely. I would gladly wait for you if we are both in the right headspace when the time comes. I want to still be here for you though, at maybe and talk like we did before it got complicated. LMAO. I love and care about you and need to make sure you're not alone. We are still interlinked. Please express yourself thoroughly. Please no Okie or KK. I want to know everything you're going through. That in itself should let you know that she's young, because KK is a young thing. Ain't no grown folk walking around talking about no KK. KK girl. Let me clear that out. Ain't no older person who understands the value of their age. And the fact that your age means that you survived and went through some stuff. Baby, no, ain't none of them talking about no KK. No, we not doing that. But the ones still trying to be young. Baby, them the ones. That's them the ones. That's KK. Alright. You know how it go. A new girl David had dated in 2023 while she was underage has gotten in touch with me, and she has multiple screenshots of everything that happened between them. Just know there could be even more, and any people comfortable enough to come out, please do. We will do our best to help. So that was somebody responding there. By the way, if I don't want to speak about someone without legal protection, not wanting screenshots out, don't disrespect me and post both private conversations between me and David and about me, then claim I want to remain anonymous. You never got permission from me to post it. Oh, that was the response to the dude that I just showed y'all. And I knew David when he was 17 in 2022. Give me a second. Now, I saw this video, y'all. And this was a video allegedly of him trying to get her off frame. Well, where's my audio control? Check this out.
Yeah, that's it, water. That's it, water. That's it, water. That's it, water. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. And you got all these people sitting right here clapping. So you're telling me none of them knew her age? That's very close for a minor. They don't look like they're standing like a couple. He got on a shirt to say I love boobs, and she has on a low-cut shirt. If this is allegedly Celeste. I'm actually shocked, someone said. More stuff is getting surfaced every hour. Crazy how someone can go missing like that in 2025. That's my question. How did she disappear for a year with no trace? It's obvious they're underage. Those girls don't look a day over 16. Yeah, that was my question in my head. What about the other girl? Is she a minor too? Now this the one here. So y'all, I'm gonna read this one and then we gonna end the live for tonight and we'll pick it up tomorrow with a live panel. The most evidence ever recorded of a pedophile history. Meanwhile, no one effing noticed. Damn, there could have been so many chances to have him exposed. Not one person actually exposed him. Everyone that knew and allowed and enabled this to keep happening should get some kind of bad karma, publicity, or if possible, jailing as long as possible. Absolutely. This is on many levels disturbing on how can there be so many signs and no one knew he lived a very obvious life. It seems like, but it's like people were just okay with it, let alone obviously he unalived her too. Now that's somebody's opinion and I'm just reading a Reddit. But he's absolutely right. Somebody knew about this, y'all. That's what bothers me about this whole thing. Somebody knew. Your friends knew. You told somebody, because kids don't just sit back and not say nothing. They don't. They don't just sit back and not say nothing. They talk. They discuss. They talk to their friends. They communicate. They key. They do. They joke. This is what this generation does. They self-snitch. They don't need nobody else to snitch on them. But drop in the comments and let me know what you feel about this story. We will be having part 2 tomorrow, which is going to be a StreamYard. Please make sure if you have any links, hold on, description of every one of my videos. The one that you're going to be looking for is called the Secret Chalet. Confidant Cove is for my members only. And if you come in here and you scroll down, scroll to where it says Telltales and Tips, right here you are able to send me links and notifications, or if it's something that you want me to check out for the story, like we're going to be doing part 2 on this story on tomorrow, the deep dive into this whole situation. If there's links you've seen that I haven't covered, if there's Reddits, if there's videos, go, and you don't have to be a subscriber. It's a whole lot of places you visited and never became a member of. But go over there, drop it in Telltales and Tips. Go ahead and look around. I took the beautiful time to plan out a whole back alley Discord city back there just for you. You know, for those of you who like to play in the dark. Like, Discord gives me like back alley for real. I don't know why. I don't know why. Something about Discord feel like somebody dark alley. But please drop them in there so I got a chance to look at it and get it prepared for the show, or who knows, it may end up being its own show. Please be respectful. Don't put no BS in my chat, in my comment. Please don't do that. Please play nice. Please, please, please. But go ahead and go over there. Again, do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button for me. Consider joining us. Make sure you do me a favor and go over and check out our other channels in the Champagne City. Go over to the home channel and check out the VIP lounge. The first one is our brother's channel. That is Mr. Father Locke of Father Locke's Horror House. And all the rest of them, there should be about 5. Those are all my other channels, and I am a one-woman show, y'all, so I'm constantly busy trying to get these videos out. So please support and help a girl grow. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, Confidants, always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. You have a wonderful night, and ta-ta. I'm doing my ending again, all right, y'all? Hold on. Champagne Gang, always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. Ta-ta.
When I told her what I did, she gave me champagne. That's when she told me champagne secret. Champagne. Ooh. Champagne. That's when she told me